J Squad.
We gotta find. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. Now what do we do? That's the first clue. We gotta find.
Hey, what is going on, guys? What a week it has been. We've got, man, so much stuff. Two people dead, one a streamer on Kick, the other an old YouTube lolcow, and he wasn't even that old. He's just an alcoholic. Viper something or other. I can't remember his name. I've never watched much of his content. I've seen harmful opinions watch him, but I can't stick around for his food stuff, man. It just absolutely bothers me to no end watching people with food. So we're going to go over a few of those things today. Also, the Destiny stuff, man, just, I don't know how many times this guy can fuck up. His fans are just a cult who will do anything for him. You know, non-consensually spreading nudes of people, and now maybe having CSAM on his computer, and of all people, Willie Mac calling him out. It's so wild. Like, yeah, it is. It's absolutely nuts. Everything is going on all at the same time, but that's fine. That gives me stuff to cover. I was going to cover some gamer girl stuff with Nazmir talking to me about, I guess the cat girl may actually be a cheater. I saw some of this 10 IQ guys videos, and I just hadn't looked into it much anymore. So I may look over the videos though, because they're about an hour long, and see if there's anything good in there. See if there's anything, you know, definitely get my opinion and watch them. But I don't know that I'm going to fully watch them on stream. Let's see. Oof, I gotta change that sound. Let's see. Game capture. Is game not captured yet? Why are you not coming up? There we go. And as for Rimworld, man, that other one is just moving so slow. And I've had this one I've been doing off screen. I think I'm going to play this one on stream because it's just going so well. I've got a Mechanator who is starting to get all mech'd out, healing enhancers, bionic arm and eyes, his mech stuff. His wife, Brumbles, who's starting to get herself done. We had a child we had raised that wasn't ours, or theirs, I should say. But Brumbles killed her in a rage. Just flat out murdered her. So, yeah, we're gonna give him a little requiem. They're gonna go to the funeral. But this dark-skinned child right here, lady, is the child of this alien-looking guy and this white woman. So Asdart needs to be asking some questions. And then this is our slave Makara. He's a helper for my my mining robot over here, who I need to name. But anyways, that's what we're going to be playing on here. My ship is starting to get put together. I just made it a little bit bigger. I had to escape from the last place because the bugs got really bad. But there's that. Let's get into the meat. Well, let's get into a little opener. This one was sent to me, and I got a backlog of stuff that I need to watch on some chill days. The content just kind of blew up today anyway. But I've watched Notmalcom's videos. Boop. Oh, guess I have to put it on the right one too, huh? Bam, there we go. Notmalcom. We've watched him a couple of times, and man, this guy hates gaming influencers. He's done a video on some of the big ones. I watched one that did really well. The VOD did really well for it on legendary drops, just kind of showing the hypocrite. So we're going to watch this one. I guess gaming influencers are lying to my face now. And see why he hates influencers so much.
As a chronically online gamer myself, I've witnessed firsthand the insane links gaming content creators will go to for clicks. And look, we're all familiar with a bit of clickbait and rage bait, and the other one that starts with an M. That one's my favorite. But one thing I cannot stand is when content creators lie to our faces. Last month I made a video about Nintendo influencers and their performative, all talk, no action stance on Nintendo's pricing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. There was a lot of people like complaining about the pricing on the Nintendo Switch, but how many of them bought a Nintendo Switch after that and just have really been quiet on it?
And in that video, I focused primarily on one Nintendo YouTuber named Beat 'em Ups. This guy's probably the biggest Nintendo YouTuber in the world. He has like 2 million subscribers, 1,000 videos. He's been doing this for
I've never heard of this guy.
over a decade. And with the energy of a raging lion,
Let's go!
and the beautiful mane to come with it, how could you not love him? But in that video, I was quite critical of Beat 'em Ups because he had made several videos and podcast episodes complaining about Nintendo's anti-consumer pricing, like the $500 Switch 2 and the $80 Mario Kart. Yet he turned around and supported that exploitative pricing by purchasing the Switch 2, literally every Switch 2 accessory, and every single Switch 2 game, which prompted me to say the following in that video. When your credibility is predicated on the value of your words, you cannot be this unreliable. When I tell
I mean, that's a good point. You see these YouTubers, and I mean, it's not even just like anti-woke guys. This is such a funny video. Good, Kamoji. I like Notmalcom. He's got some pretty good stuff. But like, yeah, you get these guys who will preach a good game about how expensive Nintendo is and all that other stuff, and then next week you'll see him playing Mario Kart World, even after they were just talking about how dead empty it is and how it looks like it's gonna suck. It's just hypocrisy over hypocrisy.
tell you, nobody in the history of YouTube has ever clocked
I can tell you this. I said the pricing was shit, and I have not bought a Switch 2. And I told my kids and my wife that that system costs too much money. I'll get a Steam Deck where they can play all of the games that I have on Steam and any games that they want to buy, right? We don't have to work with Nintendo.
as hard as I did in that video, because 3 weeks later, Beat 'em Ups posted a video where he admitted to lying to the entire Nintendo community. Now, before we get into this mess and I tell you all about what happened, I want to make it clear that I don't have any skin in this.
Okay, that was good. Oh, come on, another mechanoid cluster. Ooh, that's not good. I mean, I like that humble one. That's good. Let's see what we got here. That's a lot of stuff. Oh, another proximity one? Yeah, I'm just not going anywhere near that. Animals would probably kill all those things. Alright. Humble pie, and I'm always right. I like it.
This game. I do not cover Nintendo games or Nintendo news. I'm not a Nintendo fanboy, and I'm pretty sure the last Nintendo product I owned was a literal Wii. Wii Tennis, by the way, best sporting game ever made.
Nice.
True.
But what I do care about is influencers who use their platforms to manipulate and deceive their viewers. And as you'll see in this video, Beat 'em Ups actually has a history of engaging in this exact behavior. Now, I'm not saying he's a terrible person and that he should be stoned. Please, nobody throw rocks at him. I'm also not saying he should be canceled. I'm not hating on him in this video. I don't really care about the guy, to be honest with you. But what I do care about is what.
Come on, Malcolm. Just give in to the hate. Just let it flow through you.
Wealthy influencers who lie to people that trust them, all for clicks and money. So this all starts the same way every scary movie begins, with a white guy and a microphone. And that is this guy Beat 'em Ups on his podcast Nintendo back in June when he said this.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I can't tell you how I know. There's gonna be a Nintendo Direct next month in July. Here's what we're gonna see. Metaphor, Death Stranding Director's Cut S, Witcher 3 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, Metroid's release date. The one more thing is supposed to be just a teaser card. I heard Isabel's gonna show up and it's gonna tease a card Animal Crossing coming out in 2026.
People are gonna lose their minds.
That's everything I heard, and I never get information.
I don't think we can say he wants to virtually lynch the other guy without being demonetized. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Spoiler alert, that was all a lie. Over the course of the next few weeks, these rumors he shared on his podcast spread like wildfire across the gaming community. Content creators were reporting on this. It was all over social media. Literal news articles were published about these rumors that he started. So why did these rumors get so much traction? Well, if it's not obvious, it's because they were coming from a source that people believed was credible. A source with nearly 2 million subscribers who has spent a decade publishing nearly 1,000 videos about Nintendo. These rumors were coming from a respected member of the Nintendo community, and someone, by the way, who was on record multiple times professing to hate leaks.
I hate gaming leaks.
So when someone who's a respected member of a community who has credibility says something, people believe it. But this is where the plot thickens. Because after sitting back and watching these rumors run rampant for several weeks, Beat-em-Ups posted a video saying that all of this was a lie.
I was lying. So
The lies! There you go. There's bitch. The lies.
Or I guess according to him, it was all part of a social experiment on how leaks and rumors spread.
Isn't it always a social experiment, right?
I conduct an experiment to find a way to stop fake leaks once and for all.
Wait.
Yeah, Beat-em-Ups claim that he spread these rumors as part of a not so elaborate research study with the ultimate goal of stopping any and all leaks from ever occurring again.
Right.
I'm sorry. Now look, despite the goggles and the studious appearance, I am in fact not a scientist, but after watching his video, something about all this feels very, como se dice, stupid.
Yeah.
So as you can imagine, after he came out and admitted that he made all this up, a lot of people were extremely upset. They felt that their trust had been betrayed. A lot of his viewers are Nintendo fanboys who really believed what he was saying was true and were genuinely ecstatic to hear that a new Animal Crossing game was coming. But then they realized they were being trolled. One commenter said, "There's a difference between getting a leak which you believe is true and turns out to be wrong and knowingly giving people false hope for views. That's why people are mad. It's weird that he's not taking full accountability for what he did. A lot of people are anticipating the next Animal Crossing and he knew that, so I don't get why he's trying to say it's the viewer's fault for rumors spreading so far." This comment hit the nail on the head.
What a dumb idea, too, that it's the viewer's fault that it spread. Like, no. It's definitely the guy who started the rumor in the first place. I don't believe this guy was trying to do this social experiment. I think he was, I don't know, he was going for clicks and views, and then he did the shock value idea for clicks and views, too. It's just, it's dumb. It's just a dumb take, and it just doesn't sound right.
I'm honestly baffled by this. Did he really think he had the power to stop leaks once and for all? Was he really surprised that people believed what he said? Beat-em-ups with 2 million subscribers? Seriously? And did he accomplish anything in this entire experiment besides losing his credibility?
I was lying.
To me, it is very clear that he wasn't doing this for science and for the good of the people. He did this for views. I watched an excellent video by a YouTuber named The Artsy Gamer, who actually is educated in the social sciences, and she poked several holes in Beat-em-up's entire experiment.
From the social scientist perspective of running an experiment, everything that he did for this experiment was not only unethical, but it wasn't good science.
This experiment was poorly structured, it was full of bias, it was misleading, and quite frankly, it was insulting. Beat-em-ups leveraged his position as a popular content creator in order to spread misinformation for the ultimate goal of getting views. How much more fucked up can that get?
Hey, Blake, what's going on? How you doing today? Oh, man. It's nuts what YouTubers will do. Just, like, flat out do and not expect hate. Or when they do get hate, act like they didn't know.
He went into this whole thing and started this rumor knowing that he was going to make a video about it. Even our boy Luke Stevens, who's by no means the authority on matters of credibility, recognized that something was wrong with the way beat 'em ups went about this whole experiment.
This whole experiment, I think, is kind of moot because it largely ignores the fact that by being a massive channel and having a good reputation, that brings with it credibility. Nobody is going to think he's just lying about this for an experiment. Nobody is going to think that. That's a component of this equation that was just not thought about before it started.
In his video, beat 'em ups included several videos from other content creators who covered the rumors that he spread.
In that video, he pointed me out and called me out.
So he used his peers in the Nintendo space, people who believed him and reported on what he said, as evidence of how leaks and misinformation spread in the gaming community. Look, I'm not an advocate for influencers by any means, but to start a lie and then turn around and essentially say, oh, all of you guys spread my lie, and what you did was bad, that's a really shitty thing to do. One of the channels that reported on beat 'em ups rumor was Nintendo, and after learning that beat 'em ups had staged this entire thing, he posted a video expressing disappointment in beat 'em ups experiment.
It turns out it's fake. Everything he said about knowing about a Nintendo Direct and all of the games that he said in his podcast and the Animal Crossing stuff, everything is fake for a video.
Again, the only reason Nintendo and some of these other content creators reported on these rumors in the first place was because the source of the rumor was beat 'em ups. Someone whose words hold weight in the Nintendo.
I mean, he said that several times. Like, yeah, a lot of times, like even in the leaker community, there's people who have reputations of that information being correct, right? You've got known leakers that people, influencers will use to report like, hey, this guy was right about all these things, and now he's saying this. And that builds like that person, their leaks have a reputation. If they lie or if they get it wrong and people think they lie, they end up losing their entire credibility. So, I mean, when a fake one comes out, sure, there's going to be guys who will flood to it and report on it, but it's not the same as like he's saying, a big channel doing it, or even a reputable channel. You don't have to be big, but you could be a reputable channel and you report it and it could spread more just because of your reputation. If it's coming from some nobody, is it going to spread as much? Probably not.
Nintendo community. They thought because it was coming from him, it was a bit more credible.
Hold on, I realize I just have the sound all messed up, and y'all probably can't hear as much as y'all would like. Like, okay, let's turn this like way down. Game volume itself. The only thing I want are my super alerts so that I know when I'm about to get fucked.
They trusted his words a bit more. So I don't really understand why beat 'em ups was so surprised that his rumor spread like wildfire. It came from the largest Nintendo YouTuber in the world. Duh.
I'm feeling a lot of feelings.
One comment on Nintendo's video said this: what was the experiment? We literally have scientific studies on how mis and disinformation spread. There was nothing new gained here, only a loss of trust for this content creator, not to mention the collateral damage to other content creators and companies. Such a pointless thing to do. Another creator named Switchforce made a pretty scathing video reacting to this whole beat 'em up situation, and I want to share a bit of what he said in his video.
Beat 'em ups did not do this for the greater good of the community, and beat 'em ups did not own all of the fake leakers. Beat 'em ups owned himself, because I do not think lying to your audience is something that should be normalized or made okay. Leveraging your relationship and trust with your audience to conduct an experiment or any sort of thing that betrays that trust, I think is wrong. I don't think it's...
I think beat 'em ups, the reason he did it, he's got an ego, and he thought he could tell a bunch of lies and then at the end just admit to it, and he would have nothing go wrong with him. That's what I think happened. But, I'm just a shithead on the internet.
funny. I don't think it's clever. I don't think it's interesting. I don't think it's illuminating.
And the weird thing is, in his documentary, Beat 'em Up spoke candidly about how bad he felt about spreading these lies in the first place.
Oh, this one's sad. This one's sad.
When it came to Animal Crossing specifically, he talked about how that community was so excited when they learned that a new Animal Crossing was coming.
Crossing channel. Oh, it's all about Animal Crossing. Oh, it's so wholesome, and they just got so excited that I said Animal Crossing.
This is borderline psychopathic to me, I'm sorry. It's like going up to a baby panda and punching it, and then saying, I feel so bad for doing this.
Abilities and crying out loud.
What we've seen in...
I don't even want to hit play.
What in the hell am I witnessing here? Did he seriously not think about this beforehand? Was there any planning or forethought involved whatsoever? Because I'm starting to think he's not a real scientist. It kind of feels like he just opened up his notes app, brainstormed for 2.5 seconds, and then jotted down, lie to everyone for views, but pretend it's for science. As Switch4 says in his video,
there are two options here. Either he's super ignorant or he super wanted to make money.
The irony in all this is that I don't think his video did as well as he thought it was going to. It's sitting at less than 200,000 views. I seriously think he thought it was gonna pop off, but it didn't. And I'm glad it didn't, because in his mind, it probably would have validated this whole experiment if he did end up making a ton of money off of it. I've seen so many comments from people saying that they used to watch his videos, but now after this stunt, they're not gonna be tuning in. Now, since this happened, Beat 'em Ups has been mostly silent on this whole issue, but he did make a video on his podcast channel where he spent the first 30 minutes talking about the public's reaction to this whole experiment. And in the podcast, he wavered between saying it was a lesson learned,
and that was definitely a lesson I've learned,
to saying if he did it again, here's how he would do it.
I've thought more and more about it, and I think what I should have done, I should have just said there's going to be a direct, and that's it.
And then essentially saying that there were no negative repercussions of doing this.
Was it that negative? Like, did it cost anybody anything?
No. No, it didn't.
But here's the kicker. This is not the first time.
It didn't cost anyone anything. He's got tons of people who are mad at him. He's got people who are leaving him. And but no, nothing. Fuck my fans.
Time Beat 'em Ups has deceived his viewers for clicks. A year ago, he made this video titled, I was sent the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, there was no Switch 2 in this video. It hadn't even been released at the time, but what he did have was a Lenovo tablet. Because yes, this video was sponsored by Lenovo.
This video is sponsored by Lenovo.
And it's not a one-off either. 2 years ago, he performed this elaborate hoax where he pretended to have the Zelda edition of the Switch OLED before it was even released.
This is the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom OLED limited edition.
Only to then make a video saying that he fooled everyone and bought a knockoff version off of AliExpress.
I knew I had to fool people in 3 different ways. Websites like AliExpress started listing Zelda Switch shell replacement.
Yeah, this guy is just the worst kind of clickbaiter.
Skins that you could just buy.
But then he said he actually did have the real Zelda OLED and that he just said it was fake for the video.
But did you really think this was the only time I lied to you?
You done lost your damn mind.
I watched it 2 times. I don't know what the hell the truth is, to be honest with you. But what I do know is that this whole stunt is eerily similar to his latest experiment.
To fool the world, I first had to fool my friends. I knew if I went on my podcast...
I can't tell you how I know.
There's a very clear pattern here. A history of manipulation, deceit, and exploiting viewers for a check. And this kind of shit should be called out when we see it. Influencers are not above critique. If anything, given their platform, their audience, their influence, we should hold them to even higher standards. I also want to add, as a content creator myself, if you are a content creator, especially in the gaming space, you should be pissed off by this, because it's content creators who do shit like this who give a bad name to other content creators who actually do operate with integrity. And
if I did a video and had a sponsor, my sponsor would have been for coffee. Fair enough. You can't go wrong with that. God, these bugs. I hate bugs. All right, we're going to go kill those bugs before. What is wrong with you, lady? What is... Why are you so unhappy? There's a neural supercharger right there. You just have to go use it. What else we got here? Oh, the psychic drone is really fucking with you. Okay. You're too young for artificial enhancements. You are... Yeah, I know. I have to build another church, but I have to build a church every time I move. I'm trying to get enough plasteel so that I can actually put down a base. Though I might have to do it in space. Anyway... Is the lady acting like a Karen? Yeah, she is. And she's only... How old are you? 12 years old. Ooh, you're not going to hit your full tier, are you? You're about to become... Adulthood in Rimworld is 13. That's when you can start doing adult things, oddly enough. But yeah, being a real Karen.
Who value honesty and don't try to pull one over on their audience for views. And this is insane to me, but I actually saw a couple Nintendo YouTubers who made videos defending beat 'em ups.
You can't tell already, this isn't your normal Nintendo Prime content.
This guy...
There's always going to be dick riders everywhere you go. Never fails.
Was featured in Beat 'em Up's video as one of the YouTubers who fell for the fake leaks.
I actually think Nintendo Prime was the first person to jump on it.
Yet here he is, suckling at the teat of the man who made a mockery of him.
I had an opportunity today to sit down and talk with Woodhawker, aka Beat 'em Ups. He has just a lot he needs to get out there, but I don't want to talk for him.
Is the backbone in the room with us?
He did a thought experiment.
You got played, homie. He used you for clicks. What about that is not clicking in your brain? One of these people said that he's actually friends with beat 'em ups, but I'm someone that's been friends with...
Yeah, so, you know, you could say you're friends with somebody, but if you're not willing to call out your friend for being a dickhead, then... Oh, God, where are they going? No! Okay, kill this guy. And then we've got to go save the base! Why? Oh. Come here. Get over there. Go get him. Go get him. Oh, where's Tunneler? Tunneler, get your butt over there. Go get him. Save my ship. Oh, God. Really? Really? It's gonna... Okay, they're all dead. All right, y'all go finish off their nests. Just go over here and finish off their nests. Okay. All right, that's okay. We survived. Barely hurt. All right, you're free. Go recharge. You go recharge. Lady, I need you to get happy. We just killed a bunch of bugs.
Wood for probably 10 years now.
Friends do not use you as pawns for clicks.
Listen, the slave is happier than Lady is, and she's free. Oh, they're they even hate themselves. I am a dyslectic xenotype for my religion. Maybe I'll have to convert them. Oh, okay. Okay. Hold on, let me do this and then we'll play the video again. Because they kill... No, don't make a new one. Don't make a new one. Fix him. All right.
And views. And look, taking a step back, I understand that in the grand scheme of things, this is just about video games at the end of the day. It's not like he murdered someone. Nobody's saying that. But as we've seen, Beat 'em Ups does have a history of deceiving his audience for views and riches. We don't need to make excuses for him. As I said, I didn't even...
The slaver watched PragerU. The slave watch. Yeah, I mean...
Didn't know who this guy was until a month ago when I made that video. But what I've seen beat 'em ups do over the course of the last month, whether it was this lie he started or the flip-flopping he did about Nintendo's pricing, these things encompass everything I hate about influencers and influencer culture. They say one thing and then do the other. They say this company is anti-consumer, we should be outraged, and then turn around and give that company their money. They say I'm being honest and then turn around and lie to our faces. It makes me sick. As a matter of fact, someone get me my blue shell.
And I got a gas, no Tesla. Said I need a mil, no less, bro. I ain't seen it yet, so I might go request you.
All right, pretty good video. Yeah, I mean, it just shows how many cozy games are crashing out. We're gonna add that one to our watch list. We may watch this one now. I may be skipping the Destiny stuff. But anyway. I mean, yeah, there's so many influence, especially when it gets into the bigger ones. When you start making tons of money, it's so easy to just get content cucked, right? Even at my low level where I'm not even monetized yet, I think about, you know, I'm starting to get that content brain, right? I think about like what'll be good, what'll work. Yeah, DSP. What could hit the algorithm. I mean, it's just kind of part of doing it and wanting to do it, whether it's for money or not. But I mean, how can you get to the level where you're just flat out lying to people? Anyways, let's watch this. Cozy gamers are crashing out. We might be on a small video hit today.
Over the last couple years, cozy games have exploded in popularity, so much that it seems like every month there's a slew of new cozy games promising to be the next big coziest thing.
10 newly announced cozy games.
That is true. I've seen a ton of these cozy games. Like, I was a fan of the original, not the one that it is now. What is it called? Harvest Moon. I loved Harvest Moon, right? So even as a kid, I was a cozy game guy. I mean, even Rimworld in some way, like I like farming, I like fishing, I like doing stuff like that in games. But lately, man, there's so many of them that it's hard to do. Stardew Valley and its consequences to cozy games. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was happy for Stardew Valley, even though I haven't really played it that much. But now, man, there's so many other ones. I got one the other day. What was the name of this one? And so far, it's fairly good. But it makes me wonder about the crash outs. Where's my Steam? Everyone wants to be the next Stardew Valley. Cozy games became popular during the pandemic. Yeah, that's true. People like to, there's a lot of people that like to hide behind the facade of well, I'm a real gamer, I don't play cozy games. But I think you saw with Rune Factory, yeah, I think you saw with the Animal Crossing Doom collaboration, which to me was one of the greatest collaborations in gaming history, that all gamers can enjoy cozy games of one way or another, right? Animal Crossing, is a famous cozy game. Where is it? Oh, Tavern's Rest. This is one that I've been looking at. It's still in early access, but you make a tavern. It keeps getting patched. Let me pull it up here. Minecraft is one of the most sold games, and it's a cozy game in a way. Oh yeah, absolutely. In a way, it can. I mean, you can turn off all the mobs and just play the game building stuff, right? My son loves Minecraft, and he could just do the builds all day if he wanted to. So yeah, there's definitely cozy elements to it. Steam. Open up Steam. We go. I want to show y'all this one that I liked. I got my phone back too, so I'll be back to crashing out on X soon. Yeah, approve the sign in. Boom. Because yeah, my phone just out of nowhere, I think I mentioned it last time, it just absolutely died. So I've been without a phone for the last couple of days. The games where my cozy games during the pandemic were Borderlands, Sonic, and the Outer Worlds. Not bad games, not bad games. Outer Worlds gets a lot of heat, and I get it. It's not up to snuff with, like, here's another one, Fields of Mistra. They're just everywhere. Go to... Where is wish lists? Where's my library? Anyway, Tavern Keeper. I mean, there's 100 Tavern games. Even games like War Tales got a Tavern edition. Tavern Keeper. Oh, well, I'm not finding it. Anyway. There's tons of them out there is what I'm saying. And you can find your own flavor, but it's getting to that point that it's so saturated. I like low intensity games every once in a while. I didn't reveal my library. I was going to, but I didn't. I have a ton. I have quite a bit of games in my library that I need to get to. And I play such a variety of games. There's Rimworld. How do I find my library on here? Am I just losing my mind? Steam, Home, Wargaming, Dad. Can you not find your library on the website? Oh well. Oh well. Not gonna waste any more time on that. So let's see the cozy game crash out.
And brand new cozy games.
17 cozy games, the top 20
Jesus.
most relaxing and
this has also happened to the space game industry. I think every time I turn around, there's like another top 10 new space games coming out of all sorts of different varieties. So it's not relegated to just cozy games.
Cozy games.
50 cozy game recommendations. 100 plus cozy games.
You done lost your damn mind.
But recently, it appears that things have gotten a little too cozy. And by that, I mean, it seems like cozy games are doing less cozying and more sucking. Well, that wasn't supposed to be an innuendo. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is a lot of cozy games these days are really bad.
An absolute mess.
Cozy games are becoming a bit of a problem.
The lazy, uninspired, and soulless copies.
They're starting to feel a little bit stale.
Cozy games.
I like Cosmoteer too. I haven't beat it yet, but it's a really cool game. I was playing with friends and I ended up getting lost in a cave and I couldn't find my way back. and I of course ran out of oxygen.
Are bad.
Just a few days ago, Tales of the Shire was released, which is a cozy game set in the Lord of the Rings universe. And believe me you, the hype for this game, especially in the cozy game community, was off the charts.
We all need to take a moment to scream together because Tales of the Shire comes out on the 29th.
It's a really big day in the cozy gaming world. Why, you ask? Because Tales of the Shire just dropped, okay?
And over the last few months, the developer of Tales of the Shire has sponsored several popular cozy influencers like Mad Morph.
And this video is sponsored by Private Division. Thank you to them for letting me play so I can share it with you.
Iona.
We are sponsored by Tales of the Shire today.
Gab Smolders.
So we are sponsored today. Thank you so much, Tales of the Shire and Private Division, for sponsoring the stream.
And of course, Cozy K.
I love when I'm already excited about a game and then we get to have a sponsorship. It's just like it's meant to be. It's perfect.
By the way, there's
just so many communities online that I've just never touched. Because obviously Malcolm knows a lot more than I do. And I mean, I was pretty big into gaming, but I've never heard of Cozy Kate. I guess I don't do that much watching of gaming influencers per se.
He left a comment a few videos back saying, Cozy K is always at the scene of the crime. And you know what?
Hello.
You're right. Just to be clear, I have not played this game myself. I am a Lord of the Rings stan, but I'm more of a Shadow of Mordor type of guy.
What about Demi Lovato?
I haven't heard of him.
Instead of whatever the hell this is.
Oh my god, what is that?
Harry.
The feet are definitely feeding. Anyway, as you can imagine, the hype was real. The company behind this game spent a lot of money on influencer marketing, and there are a lot of people who are really looking forward to this game.
The influencer marketing thing is getting out of control now. They're spending more money to get influencers to look at their game than they are on actually getting the game up to snuff, right? And it's fucking, there's tons of terrible games that had crazy marketing.
But then over the last few days, the reviews for Tales of the Shire started rolling in, and it turns out it's really bad. IGN gave it a 4 out of 10. Eurogamer gave it a 2 out of 5. GameSpot gave it a 4 out of 10. Baby, some of these reviews ate up them hobbitses and spat them out. So clearly, despite what some of the cozy game influencers who hyped the hell out of this game led some of you to believe,
Loading up the game and getting into the Shire truly felt like going home.
Every single corner you could tell was painstakingly created.
Tales of the Shire is more like Fails of the Shire. And overall, it's just a mishandling of this iconic IP, right? Every time I see a game that's been really hyped up and got a ton of promo end up flopping in this way, I do feel pretty bad for the people who bought into the hype and ended up purchasing the game, because
yeah, I mean, yeah, you pretty much know the game's going to be bad if there's a ton of influencers getting paid to do it. It's by far one of the worst things. There's some merit to people who talked about like YouTube being pure, because at first it was like nobody should get paid for YouTube. You had those purists, and then it went to, well, you shouldn't be taking sponsors because it's scummy, and now we're just full on sponsorships and all that. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but there are bad things that come out of it.
Inevitably, their experience will likely not live up to their expectations. And luckily, a lot of non-sponsored YouTubers made videos about Tales of the Shire, and they were definitely more honest than some of these other creators.
From laggy performance to clunky controls to a flat, lifeless world full of bland NPCs and a boring gameplay loop, there is a lot to unpack here.
I can already sniff out and tell you there is no replayability.
Tales of the Shire is easily one of the most expensive yet worst games I've played in the...
Oh, really? He doesn't like Enzio? I thought the anti-wokers hated it because they wanted to add gays. Well, I guess they did the like it at first, and then when they wanted to add the gays, then it was a problem.
Past 5 years.
But here's the thing, okay? This situation with Tales of the Shire kind of feels like deja vu to me. Over the last couple years especially, it kind of feels like a lot of cozy games being released are just uninspired reskins of other cozy games. How many Stardew Valley knockoffs do we need? How many cutesy Animal Crossing ripoffs are necessary? How many farming life sims are required before the cozy gamers are satisfied? Just in the last year or so, I've witnessed the release of some of the most mediocre, unoriginal, and frankly stupid cozy games. Garden Witch Life, Little Sim World, Pixel Shire, Coco Life. They're not all terrible. I actually remember a few years back I played this game that my sister recommended called Wildflowers. It was a farming life sim with a magical twist that had a really good story.
Okay.
And while you could tell that it was inspired by games like Stardew Valley and probably Story of Seasons and Harvest Moon before that, Wildflowers wasn't derivative. It introduced new gameplay features, original themes.
So that's what he's talking about this game. That's what I liked about Tavern Keeper, because it's not just the cozy game. Like, yeah, you do the normal farming and stuff like that, but there's also the aspect of you're running a tavern, so you cook food and you make beer, and you have to, it's a mechanic that's been done before, where you have to, if somebody asks for a certain type of food, so you have to select the right food and drink, clean off the tables, stuff like that. So it's like taking the cozy game mechanic of doing all of the work to get up to it, to actually use it to what was I going to say? In your store. So you would go fishing because you wanted certain types of food to be able to sell at your shop, things like that.
and had a really unique narrative. But these days, games like
I've almost bought Dave the Diver on several occasions. I've just never picked it up. It's on my wish list. One of the I'm actually thinking my wish list is pretty good compared to others. It's only a little over 100 games, I think.
Like Wildflower,
maybe 160.
Flowers are the exception, not the norm. Not only has there been this rapid decline in the overall quality of cozy games, there's also a much darker side to this genre. You guys have no idea. I've seen a concerning amount of cozy games that I...
Send me some links to those in the gaming Slop area, or whichever one we had that I was doing gaming stuff, so that we can I can take a look at it.
Either are straight up scams or just downright predatory. In a previous video, I talked about Puff Pal's Island Skies, which allegedly scammed $2.5 million from people on Kickstarter. Yeah, they raised $2.5 million to make a game that they never made. It's basically the Theranos of the cozy game genre. I've made videos discussing the predatory monetization of games like Palia and Infinity Nikki, both of which are free-to-play games that feature some insanely overpriced cosmetics. After I mentioned this indie game called Little Rimworld in a previous video, I got comments and I think even an email from people who told me about the mistreatment they endured while in the employ of the development company that made that game.
I mean, this is starting to be a common thing with these indie companies too, where you have an indie company that and it's not like, I'm not saying indies are bad, it's just more ripe for this kind of bad treatment of people than, say, well, you know, the corporate, you're gonna get mistreated if you're AAA, but you hope for something better when it comes to indie.
Recently, a channel here on YouTube called CozyGate published a video where they highlighted the history of toxic and abusive behavior by the creator of the cozy game Sunhaven.
In this video, you'll hear testimonies from 5 Sunhaven artists who worked
600 games. Woo. Woo. All right, I'll take a look at it.
For Pixel Sprout Studios.
What in the hell is going on with the games within this genre? Because this seems more like cozy hell to me. And to be honest, this is kind of why I'm so intrigued by cozy games, because these games and a lot of the content creators who promote them portray this really cutesy, innocent exterior. But when you peel back the cozy blanket, you find some of the most nefarious, dishonest, and straight up exploitative practices in gaming.
So you mean normal content creators?
In previous videos, I've discussed the incessant shilling that goes on by influencers within the cozy game genre. Let me tell you, the constant overhyping and overselling by content creators within this genre is the bane of my existence. Please tell me, how is it that every next best cozy game somehow ends up being the next worst?
That's a good question.
But these content creators are just a symptom of a much bigger problem, and that is big cozy. Over the last few years, we've seen cozy gaming kind of transform from being a genre dominated by indie developers to now being controlled by big businesses. Recently, Electronic Arts entered the cozy game market by re-releasing My Sin.
That's true. I didn't realize that Dave the Diver was actually, like, it wasn't an indie game, really. It was like made by a huge Asian company. So
Sims, which, let's be real, is just an Animal Crossing knockoff. But in a recent interview, an EA executive stated that the company plans to invest more heavily in cozy games moving forward. But EA is far from being the only multi-billion-dollar company that has slithered its way into the cozy game market. Disney Dreamlight Valley is a life sim cozy game published by Dreamloft. Now,
I mean, to be surprised at that, this is what the AAA community does. They don't innovate. They don't make anything new. They look for trends that are popular and then try to mimic those trends with their big brands, right? This is not this is not a surprise to me.
Despite the name and the Disney characters, this game has nothing to do with Disney as a company. They just license the IP from Disney, but Dreamloft is actually the subsidiary of another multi-billion-dollar company, the media conglomerate Vivendi. And Dreamlight Valley is the perfect example of how these mega corporations and their profit-first agenda says, can be super detrimental to players. You may remember the controversy that occurred when Dreamlight Valley angered a lot of its fans after it had originally promised that it would not have paid DLC during early access, only to turn around and sell paid DLC during early access. By the way, that's on top of a paid base game, season passes, in-game currency, and a premium shop. How much more can they monetize this game? Are they going to start charging players to look up Minnie Mouse's skirt? Actually, what is under there? Crafton's Dinkum and Square Enix's Harvestella are more examples of massive game companies that have dipped their grubby little paws into the cozy game genre. Even Palia, a Sims-like MMO, was founded by ex-Riot Games executives. In an interview, the co-founders of Palia stated that they were influenced by games like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, and that they wanted new players to create the coziest versions of themselves. That all sounds very cute and cozy, if you leave out the part where they introduced $50 outfits into the game and fired more than half their employees before the game even...
See, this is stuff that we need to be talking about in in the gaming industry, not gay black character ruins games. Like, this is... It's all slop.
And left early access. I want to be clear that I'm not saying all cozy games made by massive companies are terrible. I'm saying that their profit-first approach to game development is detrimental to us, the players. And it's certainly not just these big businesses that have played a role in the demise of the cozy game genre. There's a lot of awful, low-effort games made by indie studios as well. This genre has just become oversaturated with game developers.
Well, it's Factorio is a cozy game if you disable enemies. True. But you almost have to learn to code to play that game. Riot, aka the company that has been in controversy for years because of the executive having been acting like morons. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing with like these cozy games too, is they're not. I don't think they're that hard to make, right? You already know the mechanics, farming and, doing other stuff. And then it's going to be pixel art. So it's not going to be hugely, it's not going to take 3D modeling. It's not going to take a bunch of other stuff that comes with it. We've been making these type of games now for a long time. So download, a little file, pay some artists on Fiverr, and push out cozy game number 1600.
Wanting to make a quick buck. Again,
no, I agree. I'm not saying that pixel art is not easy to make. I have looked into it and things like that. I'm saying that when it comes to like the technical side of everything, you're not talking about doing 3D models, right? And yeah, that's a good point. It doesn't even have to be good pixel art. So I'm not saying that it's the art itself is easy to do. I'm more saying the entire process of making the game is easier to make on unless you're Pirate Software, on a more technical level, right?
All to the detriment of us. Circling back to Tales of the Shire, this game encapsulates exactly what I'm talking about. An undercooked, unoptimized mess sold to you via influencer marketing. Pixel Shire, another cozy game that released earlier this year, was hyped to the gods, only to end up disappointing pretty much everyone who put their hands on it.
And I swear to never getting lured into the buggy world of Pixel Shire ever again.
Pixel Shire now has a 33% mostly negative rating on Steam. And there are dozens of games just like this. Sugar Dew Island, Ever Dream Valley, Star Nut Glory Hole. Okay, that last one I made up. By the way, the fact that a lot of these games can't even come up with...
A lot of the farm games exist since the Flash days, so yeah, they're not that complex. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at with it, is it's been around. Like, not much has changed even from the Harvest Moon days. Some things, but when it comes to like the farming mechanics and things like that, it's not really there hasn't been a lot.
With titles that aren't knockoffs of other more popular games, that tells us all we need to know about the lack of innovation going on within the cozy game genre. I even found this game on Steam called Cozy Town, which appears to just be an Animal Crossing ripoff. And by that I mean, I'm seeing way too many animals with huge ass heads.
Oh my god.
If you put Animal Crossing, Hoko Life, and Cozy Town in a lineup, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one is which. They all terrify me equally. The fall of the House of Cozy is upon us, and as players, we need to be more mindful and aware of what games we purchase. After all, we're voting with our dollars, and when we pay money to support a development studio or a company that is engaging in these exploitative practices, or very clearly just trying to make a quick buck, we're encouraging this behavior. And I also think my fellow content creators need to be more reticent about promoting and hyping up games that are really just not good. Also, Cozy K, spread the wealth.
But, and hear me out, money.
Okay, so I guess I'd like to end with some questions for you. First of all, what are some cozy games that you can wholeheartedly recommend to others? And secondly, what advice would you give to someone who hasn't felt cozy since, you know, around the summer of 2019?
Now you're sounding crazy. Looking so phenomenal. Hit me like a kick to my abdominal. I can't shake it. Tell me what you want to do, baby. Everything you're sweating through, baby.
Fucking rhinos? Really? Oh, dear Lord Jesus. All right. All right. Come here. Come here. This is, everybody else. Everybody else, get inside. Inside. Oh, well, except for you guys. You guys are unrestricted. And that little milliner that I still keep around, who... Okay, I'll take a look at them. So I like a cozy game every now and again. Though Rimworld is my cozy until it's not cozy game. Like when a bunch of rhinos that are diseased with scaria show up. Go here and schedule Malcolm. Yeah, you stay inside. You stay inside. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Let's see what happens here. Where are these rhinos at? Okay, they're coming up that way. Let's see if we can... Let's move over here, guys. Let's move over here. Oh, well, that one broke off. That's probably a good thing, actually. Oh, no. Stop. Go get him, Scythe. Where's my other Scythe? There you go. There you go. Go get him. What are you doing? Attack, stupid. Oh, that wasn't all that. This isn't all that bad. I do have a chain gun. So, and it's not just a chain gun. It's a unique minigun that has high-powered rounds and a custom grip. Oh no, stop destroying my stuff. Alright, you two. Oh, the turret's got him. Cool. Cool. So yeah, cozy games. The problem with anything when it comes to the indie community is you do have to sift through, like, if you're just looking at random games, you have to sift through the stuff that's out there. You really need to do your research before you just download a game of any kind, because there's just a lot of shit out there. And with the rise of how easy, how much easier, I should say, what's it called? Cozy games are experiencing what roguelites experienced on the daily. You're not wrong there. You are not wrong there. Oh. Well, no, I'm looking for a specific Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine has kind of made it easier for people to make slop games, in my personal opinion. I've seen other people say the same thing. So I plan to see a rise in more 3D games to enter into that better, that same kind of slop thing you're seeing with the other games like cozy games, roguelites, even some of the space games that have come out, you know, or maybe the entry barrier is lower. Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's what I mean. The entry barrier is lower. And with the technology getting easier and easier with the rise of AI being able to help with a lot of tools and stuff like that, you're going to be able, like, one thing that video game development is doing that, like, the rest of entertainment can't seem to do, is it's actually making the ability to make the game yourself easier and easier. Like, how many people can we think of who have made a video game and then turned themselves into a millionaire because of it? It's just really easy, or it's much more common now, where like there are indie movie makers and things like that, but you don't really hear about one getting like super popular. They may get eventually into, very rarely into, you know, the Hollywood scene, but that doesn't that's a far less common than the video game industry and the way that works. Boom, boom, boom. Let's pop this back up. Actually, so now we have that. Cozy game influencers are kind of fraudulent. I'm going to have to go into some. He's got some interesting videos that I want to cover. But for now, we're going to get into the slop. We're going to get into... I don't like... I'm going to go ahead and preface it with this. Indies make animations instead of movies. Yeah, exactly. Glitch is a good one. I really enjoyed... what was the robot one's called? Glitch Productions, like Deathbots, Murderbots. I super enjoyed Murderbots. It was probably one of the best shows I've watched in a long time, and I don't watch a lot of shows. I was actually waiting for the next episodes to come out when that happened. I haven't been as big on the Pomni and the Incredible Circus thing that they got going on, but I think Glitch is still doing really good things. Problem is, even with Glitch or some of these other animation things, besides like some that have gotten onto like Amazon and stuff like that, where they're getting bigger budgets, they still can't produce episodes or series at the same speed as others. Yeah, like Has Been Hotel Woman, Glitch Studios, or Has Been Hotel. Has Been Hotel was interesting. Not necessarily my full cup of tea, though I do like the Alistair character. But again, they can't produce it at the same speed that other industries can produce it at. Like, but anyway, let's get into some what my stream is actually about. Destiny, and we're going to go over the Kick streamer who passed away as well. So if you don't know, Willie Mac has been kind of a Destiny dick rider lately. He's been catching a lot of shit, and as one of our regulars, Vincent, another content creator, has put it, like, there's a commentary civil war, and he kind of sits more on Willie Mac and all of their sides. I've criticized some of his videos, and he's still making more on the commentary community. But Willie Mac just came out with a very short video, 4 minutes, about him reporting Destiny to the police. So let's see what he's doing here.
Police, this is not clickbait and entirely has to do with the DMs he sent me. A few days ago, a Reddit post showed that the girl Destiny shared Pixie's nudes with was seemingly confirmed to be 17 years old due to her getting doxxed. There is almost a 0% chance that she was not 17 during that time. So I do what I usually do and reached out to get a comment. He said the girl...
This is... I don't understand this people getting caught in in discords and chats with women who are underage. Like, just don't do it. Like, find somebody in real life, or if you're going to, like, you need to know for sure. One thing I would say, stay away from any woman who tells you she's 19, 18, or 19, because 9 times out of 10, they're not. 2, if you're Destiny's age or like my age, just only fuck around with people in their 30s and up. Maybe you could go down to like risk it at 25, but to me, just if the closer you stay to your age range, the safer it's going to be for you. Now, from my understanding with this, it's pretty much that Destiny, it's pretty much, I guess, known that Destiny knew her age anyway.
Girl Rose told him she was 19 and in college at the time, and that the leaker Solo, who is her ex-boyfriend, confirmed that she lied about her age to him. This is true. In similar scandals, this is where people usually argue, is he lying? Did he actually know the age? Is it his fault if he was catfish? I usually wait for all the details to come out before I comment. This is not why I went to the police. It's because he continued to write, I didn't know this until way later, but the videos she recorded with other guys, the file names are like screen recording, blah, blah, blah. And then he shows me a screenshot of the top of a video clip and says her boyfriend was recording these on Skype calls. That's absolutely insane to think about him doing all of this if she was 17. Well, this is insane to me because he's saying Rose's boyfriend recorded CP while sending me a screenshot of the alleged CP. So I asked to confirm if he just did that. If you were sending me this, I'm guessing you still have that video. Destiny replies, depends on why you're asking. But yes, I created copies of all of our messages and everything when that court case started. Just to be clear, he's admitting to having alleged CP downloaded on his computer. He literally has the video open as
Dude, that's nuts to me. Like, okay, I decided to message with somebody who I thought was 19. The moment, like, I find out any of it is that she's not, I mean, one, I wouldn't get myself into that situation. That's the first problem. Don't trust anybody online to be 100% who they say they are, right? But, you know, why wouldn't you just get rid of this? Like, oh God, this is, you know, CSAM. I don't want this on my computer. I don't want, you know, whatever it has to deal with. Just,
as I'm talking to him.
And then why would you send it to someone else by like, hey, here's me watching the video. Here's a screenshot of what it's called. I think he was sex trafficking her.
I go, bro, there's been allegations at least since my last video that she was underage, and you still have potential CP of her? He replies, I have an obligation to preserve relevant evidence, etc. So I created backups of all of the important / relevant conversations. He continues, I don't think I'm allowed to delete it, LOL.
Why would you do that? Why would you make backups of CSAM? Of what you think is CSAM?
Don't know if it counts as hiding / destroying evidence. And I reply, talk to a lawyer. That seems crazy to me. Who keeps this sort of stuff on their computer without 100% knowing if they're supposed to or not? Isn't that something you want to confirm?
Yeah, he does like him young. Apparently too young.
Continued, you just let me know you have CP videos saved to your computer. You knew it was alleged that she was underage. You still have them. Do you see how fucked this is? So now I've confirmed that this guy has child porn.
Destiny is a USDA prime grade horn dog who just can't stop. And I don't understand it. Like, we aren't even fully off the back of his non-consensual sending of messages of women, or not even messages, videos, and pictures of women. And now this is coming out.
On his computer. In my 8 years of reaching out to people over allegations, I've never...
DDGers, I already see defending him, though. It's fucking nuts.
Never had anyone admit that to me. The last message he sent me was, 1, I don't even know 100% of her age was legitimately less than 18 when these were taken. So basically, he's not 100% sure if he has child porn on his computer. He's just 99% sure. Got it. 2, I'm pretty sure I have an obligation to preserve stuff related to my court case. I've talked about it with my lawyer already, specifically with regards to the Rose stuff. So we went from, I don't know if I could delete this, to my lawyer says it's totally fine to keep. I don't know the law, but the idea that his lawyer would tell him to hold on to CP for a civil case just doesn't seem likely to me. I don't know. LawTube can figure that out. 3,
Yeah, it's like I was listening to a little Nick Diorio. I don't listen to him much, but I wanted to get kind of a feel for this before I came on and watched it. And he made an interesting comment, or one of his chatters did. It was like, you have two roads, Western man. To the right, you become a terrorist sympathizer. To the left, you become a pedophile.
If something were to come out of this, I don't know if I'd want to wipe everything and not have something to turn over to the authorities. If hypothetically, whenever a political creator is about to give a hypothetical, you know you're about to hear some weird shit. If hypothetically her boyfriend or whatever was actually trafficking her or getting her to fuck other dudes on video for him, and if there was ever some kind of investigation into that, am I hurting the chance of looking into him by deleting all of this stuff?
No wonder.
So now the reason he's keeping the CP is because of a hypothetical criminal case that he is not pursuing at all.
That's such a debate bro thing to do, right? Is come up with some hypothetical about a thing to like side or push your narrative. Oh man, good stuff.
Okay, maybe these reasons are legally sound advice that came from his lawyer. Maybe he's lying and just saying anything to make it sound better to me. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I just know this guy's admitting to having CP in my DMs, 60 gigabytes according to him. Seriously, how does he know the amount if he doesn't have it? Also, how does her boyfriend being in the wrong somehow make Destiny in the right? It makes no sense. For all he knows, her boyfriend could have been 17 as well. Dude, you were 33. I reported this to the police and recorded my interactions and calls with the detective.
William, how you doing? It's Officer again.
Hello, nice.
Damn, straight up called the police. Like, and of all the people to like talk to this about, like, there's some degenerate people online that like his DGGers would absolutely follow him in this. But Willie, and I'm glad he talked to Willie, so this got out here. But Willie is like one of the most normie people that's out there. So yes, if he thinks there's CP on someone's computer, he's going to report it.
Nice to speak with you again.
Question.
Sure.
You had screenshots or copies of the...
Yes.
When you guys spoke about having child porn and all that?
Yep. I also sent him my DMs with Destiny. I don't know if anything will come from this. I don't.
Yeah, one of the rare cases of law enforcement actually being contacted. So true. A lot of times they'll just make videos about
like leaking DMs is me respecting what creators want on and off the record, allows me to talk to all sides of the situation, builds trust with the creator, and also allows me to get follow-up statements for when the drama develops. But when you tell me that you're in possession of and going to remain in possession of CP, that confidentiality is over. I shouldn't even need to say that. If Destiny ends up being legally in the right to keep it, then fair enough. If he ends up getting charged, then I'm glad I did something. I'm just trying to do the right thing in a situation I've never been in before.
All right. Short and sweet with Willie Mac, but it's just absolutely nuts.
On this planet, you've basically
Whoa. Thank you, Roanoke. I appreciate that. I'll be watching you later. You seem to be if you don't know what, if you like analysis on movies about monsters, Roanoke Gaming is a really good one if you want to not understand any of the science that he's talking about behind it, and feel like a smart guy at the end. I was going to watch other videos of this, but I don't think I'm going to. Just because there's so much that's happened like just recently. If I do, I think I'm going to I want to go through all the information and be a little bit more on the nose with it. But I at least wanted to watch that initial video myself because I'd only seen bits and pieces of it. And it's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Next up, though, let's see here. I wanted to watch, we've got a guy I watch pretty regularly, Quinn Theo. If you haven't seen it, he was recently, there were allegations that he had doxing in his Discord, and then he went through and basically proved all of them wrong. Pirate Software is full of shit, and he showed what exactly happened in those. But now he did a video on the Kick streamer that got taken care of. So we're that died, that passed away. French streamer that was basically a lolcow being abused by people constantly, physically, and being propped up by Kick. So let's take a look at it.
I want to make it clear at the start of this video that what we're covering today is going to be very serious, very brutal. I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to show certain clips, things like that, due to the graphic nature of them. And I just want to make it very clear at the start of this. And that's because we're talking about a streamer that died on stream. Now, that individual's name is Jean Pormanov, and I'm really sorry if I'm butchering that at all. But this is a French streamer who died in their sleep at 46 while live on day 10 of a streaming marathon. And this is who that individual is. Now, the reason that we're talking about Jean today is kind of referenced by this article headline. France launches investigation into Kick streamer Jean Pormanov's mistreatment and death. Now, this comes from Dexerto, and to give you a few briefings here, the French government has opened a judicial investigation into the death of Raphael Graven, better known online as Jean Pormanov. And again, sorry if I'm butchering the name. After the 46-year-old Kick streamer died in his sleep. Now, unfortunately,
the well-being taken care of is one way of describing the situation. The well-being taken care of. I mean, it's probably not the best words for it online for on stream, but I mean, some of the stuff that I've seen, and I haven't even seen like the worst of it, because you can't watch it on YouTube. But it's just insane what this guy was going through.
For Jean's family, I believe I did see the footage from the live stream. It was kind of circulating on Twitter. In this marathon live stream, he was sleeping on the ground. And in the video, it appeared that Jean was laying on, I think, some sort of mattress or air mattress at the bottom of it. And they had blurred it out.
What's even crazier about this is it happened on stream.
Thankfully. But some of the people watching the live stream mentioned that he looked a bit weird. And so one of the other people that was streaming with him, which we're going to get into, threw a plastic bottle at him to try to like stir him. And at around that point, they realized something was wrong. Continuing on, according to French media reports, Pormanov had been live streaming on Kick in the days leading up to his death, where he was repeatedly subjected to humiliation and abuse from fellow streamers identified as Naruto and Safine. Reports allege that the streamer endured 10 days and nights of torture involving extreme physical violence, sleep deprivation, and the forced ingestion of toxic products. Viral clips circulating online show Pormanov being hit, strangled, and shot at with paintball guns while live on stream. Now, this is by far not the worst clip that I've seen, but I am still giving you a preface that what you're about to see is pretty graphic, and it is violence against Jean. And I just want to make that very clear before showing you guys the clip. I'm gonna have timestamps in the video. Feel free to jump to the next one if you want to avoid watching this and just continue on.
Run, Brumbles. Jesus. Like, okay. I don't know about France, but this is flat out assault, right? Like, this is not something you could do on most platforms and get away with it. I'm surprised even Kick didn't do something about this.
Now, what you just watched, you might be able to attribute to, oh, you know, he's kind of in on it. You can kind of see him laughing. You're having a bit of back and forth. And I think that that is some people's takeaway from this so far, that maybe he was in on the entertainment, just kind of hit his limit and didn't tell people or made it clear that he wasn't doing well. The clip I just showed you was back in 2023. 2 years ago is when the people interacting with him started to kind of do this abuse thing with him. Now, the more recent clips, I honestly don't feel comfortable showing on this video. I will leave a link down in the description to the Twitter thread that has attached a lot of these videos. They're incredibly graphic. To explain one of them, one of these particular videos is showing this.
Moist Critical, aka the Florida Man, talked about this Kick streamer too. Dying on stream, good enough. Welcome back, Facebook live streaming. Yeah, no shit. Oh man, I remember some of those. It's, you would think though, with like all the stuff that happened at Facebook, that people would be on top of this, like illegal stuff happening on stream. But of course, nope, that's not how it works. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, let's get in here. Let's get in here. Hold on, Will. We are scrappy today. Cassandra has been ramping it up. Get in there. Oh no, back it up, back it up. Okay. That's not going to work. He has close combat. We just have to... Oh, no! We might end up getting the... Andy, thanks for coming to help. Andy, you're my hero. If you don't know in Rimworld, if you have allies, they'll come to help you sometimes. All right, get in there. Tend her. How bad is she hurt? Oh, just a bruise. And... Oh, no, that's him. I need her. No immediate threat. Okay, okay. Okay. Back to the show, but it's you would think people would be more cautious of this. Even Kick, who has already been in tons of shit for other things that have happened on their streams, pedo allegations and people almost dying. They haven't had a great reputation, and now someone has died on stream. It may not be looking good for them. Oh, they killed him. Really? Oh, she should be good. Close. Where is she in bed? Oh, she is. Yeah, she's gonna catch up. She has an immuno enhancer, so it's pretty. I got to give one to her other kidney too, so it'll get it up even more. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's get this back up on stream.
Group of men that are doing IRL streaming with him. One of them goes around his neck and is trying to strangle him with his hands, and you see his hands go white around the edges, like he's actually trying to. Another one puts him in a full Nelson, locks his arms away, and then the third guy is pinching his nose shut and then goes and starts pulling on his ear, actually trying to get the guy to pass out. So this is next.
Yeah, it just seems to get worse and worse. I've seen some of those videos off stream, and it's definitely not stuff you can show on any of the platforms whatsoever, right?
Stay Quinthio.
Well, unless you're Kick, apparently.
I ended up doing a lot more research, and by that I mean that I was able to sit down and interview two separate people who speak French, as what we're about to go over in the large Twitter thread that I'm going to read through with you guys has a lot of clips from Jean's streams, and Jean, or JP, and the rest of the people around him only spoke French. And so I figured it was probably really important to make sure we understood kind of the tone and what was being said in these clips to make sure we better understand this situation and the severity of it. So multiple times in this video, you're going to see me going, I'm not sure about this because I don't understand French. And right around then, you are going to see me probably splice in a clip of me chatting with one of these people speaking French and hearing them.
Well, that's not a very streamer thing to do or YouTuber thing to do. You should just dive in with all the confidence in a subject that you don't know and pretend you do. Fake it until you make it.
Explain the clip as we go through it. Hope you find that added context useful. I want to start from the top of this Twitter thread. Shout out here to whoever this is. They did this entire thread, and this thread here kind of goes over the history of the last couple of years of Jean Portmanov working with these people and kind of lays out exactly how this entire 10-day live stream came about. But it starts here. The streamer Jean Portmanov is currently hospitalized in critical condition after 10 days of live streaming while being tortured. I see a lot of messages supporting his torturers. I am forced to respond to them. Because for now, we don't know if JP will survive at the time I'm posting this, but it seems essential to me to show what he has endured for years in the silence of the entire media sphere, except for a local article or one from Mediapart. Unfortunately, too few. Small little heads up for you guys. If you're noticing that the words don't quite make sense, this is all being auto-translated from French, I believe. So that's why you're seeing that.
What's sad is that what most people do, and it drives me crazy. I don't understand why people don't care about constant misinformation. Oh yeah, it's an incredible thing to see when even when it's a lie, people will keep folding into it. And it's a thing that's been around, before the internet. Most people don't read the articles or, the actual article. They just read the headline and then go with it. It's just more widespread and causes more problems now that it's on the internet.
But continuing on, since at least 2023, Jean Pormanov has been subjected to this kind of treatment almost daily by his saviors. It's constant blows under the laughter of his tormentors, under the applause of the community that has built itself around this macabre spectacle. And this is that first clip that I had shown you guys. Now, to give you guys a little bit of context, his Kick channel has now been deleted, but I went through and checked a few of his stats. At that time on Kick, he had almost 200,000 followers. Average viewers sitting at 10,000. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see in this
10,000 people were following this account and watching this guy get abused. That's just crazy. Absolutely nuts.
Right corner here. In 2024, he was number 13 on Kick. Like, the global rank was number 13 in the world.
Jesus,
2025 still being in the top 50. So clearly across the board, watched by a lot of people. I mean, 10,000 average is insane. And so even in 2023, we saw that his global ranking was still, you know, fairly high for Kick. Following on, they say the videos I will share throughout this thread are difficult to watch, but it seems essential to me to do so to make you understand the level of violence accessible through platforms like TikTok or YouTube, which are mostly watched by children. Continuing on, one can notably see clips like this one posted by their community, where JP is systematically being hit by Safine and Owen, the two people he nonetheless considers friends. Now, in this clip specifically, they have two pool noodles and they're whacking him with them as he walks up. Before continuing, you're probably wondering why JP keeps enduring such treatment constantly without having left years ago. One word: control. Naruto, whose real first name is Owen, and Safine, or Safine, his friend, became friends with JP a few years ago. And this is some of that context I was referencing earlier here. Jean Pormanov was streaming alone at his mother's house at 40 years old, living off welfare and the meager income from his stream. Owen noticed him because he was starting to get known for constantly raging on the same game during his live streams, but he really broke through after starting to appear with TK78. And so this is a clip of Jean. You can hear him like raging at this game. Fortnite looks to be. So he joins TK78, and from then on, JP began to be constantly humiliated, but within certain limits. Since living with his parents, he had no particular constraints and could leave whenever he wanted. The problems arose when TK78 had his affair revealed. From then on, Owen convinced JP to join him in IRL streaming with his friend Safine. That's when the physical abuse began, little by little, with new levels of violence every month. And this here is that clip of Jean. You can see the individual in the back here that starts firing paintballs at his shoulder and neck here. Again, warning for those who don't want to see this, you can just jump ahead, but this is that clip.
Jesus. Well, it's like there's a common tactic amongst, they would say abusers with relationships and stuff like that, and it's to isolate the person. I mean, to me, it's very clear, the stuff that I've seen from this people and other people talk about it, that this guy already had a huge amount of like issues, mental problems, on top of health issues. So it was just like ripe to be taken advantage of. Do you think you could handle streaming to over 10K people? Because I'd probably be way too nervous. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more. Like, my chat right now is very easy to read. I can talk to all of you guys on your messages. When I see some chats and how fast they're moving, I like interacting. Like, my whole thing for doing this is I like interacting with the people who watch me, my audience, and, talking back and forth on stream. So, yeah, I mean, all it takes sometimes is one wrong statement for people to just get absolutely insane crazy. So, yeah, I think there's a nervousness to it, at least when you start.
You could also see there was paint on the back of his head too. I'm assuming that was from other paintballs that were shot at him. Yes, I guess there could have been paint that was dumped on him or something like that earlier in the stream. I haven't completely watch through them. Continuing on, what can be noticed is that consent has never existed in these live streams. We see JP being hit, strangled, shot at with paintball, drowned. This clip is interesting because we see that JP tries as much as possible to never fight back. Now, this is the clip that I was referencing earlier, where this individual here ends up putting his hands around his neck and squeezes incredibly tightly. I believe this person is the one that puts him in a full Nelson, and I think either this guy or someone behind camera goes around and tries plugging his nose and like pulling on his ear.
Allez, arrête, va mourir. Arrête, Sarfine, arrête. Oui. Arrête. Ah, il me prend, putain. Sarfine, arrête, il va mourir. Arrête, il va mourir. Arrête, il va mourir.
The kick incident is like one of those dark web red room legends coming into reality. It's grim stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely. And what's crazy is it's not some secret dark room, red room that you have to go into the dark web to find. It's right out in the open in public streaming, happening for years.
Ah, c'est bon! Arrêtez! Ouais, mais tenez pas, c'est bon, tenez pas. Allez-y, tenez pas.
He was clearly serious, yeah.
He was fairly serious.
Something for a joke, yeah, because their friends saying, no, don't do that, because I think he got health issue with, I don't know how to say,
oh yeah, he's being choked, strangled.
Yeah.
And so when he's over here, from what I understand, another important thing, if you're noticing them saying egregious shit, so what I was told is they're saying here, you are like or you're going to die.
Their friend, some of them are saying, stop.
Holy shit. I didn't know they were going to tell him that he's going to die. Ooh.
He's gonna die, and others are just going through it. They don't care, like, they just shock, yeah.
Oh, so sorry then, to confirm, so are they saying stop doing this to him, he's going to die, or are they telling him, JP himself, he is going to die?
They aren't telling him that. They are telling the guy who struck him to stop it, because he's gonna die.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
Sounds like he's being genuine, he was panicked, that kind of thing.
Yep. That's disgusting, yeah.
Continuing on with the thread, he says, when I said that the limits were always being pushed further, I was particularly referring to the act of trying to strangle him for as long as possible, holding him down to ensure he doesn't escape. Despite the cries of distress, his friends continue. Now, this is a further clip of them. It looks like they're trying to force him to eat something. I think that is in reference to the article, like trying to get him to eat something toxic.
Here's the thing too, like I enjoy my lolcow material, right? The thing I like the least out of it, like the best lolcow experiences I see are when the lolcow is just allowed to do what they do. You know, what I don't like is when these lolcows themselves start touching the poo. It just ruins the whole thing for me, because then it's just them trying to abuse him, where the funny aspects of someone like this is the absurdity of who they are, not what people are doing to them.
So what is he saying so far?
Nuts.
He's saying,
yeah, this is definitely a horror cow. You're right. Well, yeah. But is it, he's not the horror cow. The experience that's going through him is the horror cow, right? Like a lot of horror cows are usually themselves dangerous, right? A little cow, disgusting. Yeah, horror cows typically may be known to do for one or multiple of the following: pedophilia, zoophilia, necrophilia. You know, they're the ones causing. Was a horror cow. I mean, they're usually the ones causing the things, like the exceptionally violent behavior. You could call. Who was the guy that got arrested for making a bomb threat to the White House while he was there? You could call him close to a horror cow, because he was constantly trying to fight people. He was homeless. He was well known to try and talk to kids and send, explicit pictures. This is the three people who are in here our horror cows doing it to somebody. It's fucking nuts.
Like stop stop doing that, and that's kind of serious. Like he's not joking. He's clearly not joking when he say that. And yeah.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's saying stop holding me. Like yeah.
Stop holding me. Do you know what this is by any chance?
It's something like it seems like highlighter.
Yeah, highlighter. Okay.
I'm not sure though.
Dude, that's nuts. It's hard to even hear the screams.
Are they telling him to stop?
He was saying go again. He was not saying him to stop. He was saying go again. Like continue. Oh, that's weird because he say stop with his arm and then he say again continue. That's kind of weird. Like
so this guy up here. The
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah. That's kind of weird because he seems like to say stop with his arm and saying like stop, but then after that he's just say again continue, and that's weird. Yeah.
Okay. But down here he says, and it continues on and on for years now, creating increasingly perverse torture games for their young community that feeds on this violence. This is again a clip of this individual, this time in the blue shirt, grabbing him by the throat and trying to suffocate him, and he freaks out and starts throwing stuff at them towards the end of the clip.
Ouais, bien sûr. Est-ce que tu peux faire une dédicace à Stéphanie la grosse pute?
So he's making a shout out.
Attends, on est sur tentative de record.
And what is
so he's saying stop?
Okay.
Like stop, please. He said that hurts me so bad. Yeah, he's saying he's hurting me so bad.
Stop. This is hurting me really bad. This also, this is like way quieter. Now that could be because he's getting choked, but it also, again, I'm like, I understand cultures have different inflections and like they will react emotionally with different inflections in how they speak. But to me, what I was gleaning from that is like he's being like, out of anything that I'd see, this is the most serious. Like he is quietly saying like, please, or stop. This is actually hurting me.
Yeah, I think that's also because he's kinda tired of that shit. Like he don't act really angry or something or mad because he's just tired of this, I think.
Going forward, who feeds on these constant humiliations? Owen, who has been running everything from the start, knows he must constantly up the ante to satisfy their young viewers who always demand more. From what I've seen with this clip, they're like poking and kind of kicking him while one person's holding him down. Someone else brings a drink.
Jesus.
It might be alcohol, I'm not sure, and pours it directly on top of him. He again freaks out and gets up.
Like, you're telling me that nobody thought that this was like a bad idea. Like, it didn't get reported. Like, I just don't believe it didn't get reported at some point to Kick. And Kick just, ran with it, which I don't know if Quinn's going to talk about it. We'll find out later their hand in this.
So after that, he said he wanted to retry it. Like they say, we can retry it. Like that's what they say. Like again, we can retry.
JP said that?
No, not GP. The other one. Yeah, the one who wasn't standing on the right. I think that was it.
I believe that's Naruto or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of piecing together as I'm going over it now again. It almost seems like he is corralling the people that he's having torture him, and he's like cutting them off to like repeat or do things again.
Les gars. Dites-moi qu'on voyait bien là.
So he's saying, tell me we see it well, and he's saying then to upload about that. The chat, like to encourage him, I think.
This will lead Jean Permanov to have several moments of complete breakdown where his nerves give out, but he is aware that he can do nothing because if he responds with violence, the blows will be harder and he is not physically capable of responding to them. What does this one say here? This is his name, Safine.
Yeah, that's his name, and he's saying he's making a when you put your feet into someone to make it fall, like
kicking them to make them fall over.
Yeah, kicking them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He say, be a man and kick him. That's what he said.
And then he yells out Patan. From what I understand, that's just kind of like just a general swear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on, Jolster? We're watching this kick streamer that passed away and what these dudes were doing to him. It's fucking horrendous shit.
So he's saying, who did that, motherfucker?
No.
Yeah, it's a pretty sad experience. And hey, look at that. Right in the background, all in big letters, Kick. Yeah, that's a really good look for Kick as a company, right?
So he's just insulting his mom, like, with different cool words.
Okay.
Same thing. He's saying, go fuck your mom, you too.
Okay.
It's not something out of, it's really like casual, I can say.
That's really that's really authentic. He's not kind of being performative with that anger. It seems like someone who's like actually stressed out.
I think when I do see all of the clip when it happened, and it just seems like this every time. Like, it's not something, he's not acting like this because of this. Like, he's already acting like this every time. Like, it's not special, you know. Like, he's always insulting people and so on.
This is par for the course for him in terms of like how he's talking to people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not doing this to discredit this threat.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but there's some things that they've got a lot of heat for that one thing with Kick is what they're going to have to do is if they want to stay in the game and make money, and I think the only thing that's even keeping them going is they're definitely not making their own money, is the gambling. If they want advertisers to actually come in and start making money off of it, this isn't going to be it. In fact, they may never get advertisers to jump in on it unless it's, the crypto garbage that you see all over like X and all that other things like that.
Or anything like that. I just want to make it clear for people watching. These are being shown as, breakdown where his nerves give out. From what I'm hearing from you, these kind of sound more like this is what he normally does when he is kind of getting hit by them or they're doing this stuff. He just kind of says, fuck your mom, etc.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay. Continuing on with the thread, and for good reason, what keeps him there is this state of mental and physical fragility accumulated initially from a life of profound loneliness. He reveals never having had a relationship or real friends before Owen and Safine. The latter does not hesitate to remind him of it.
So he said your life is a failure.
On a fait 4-5 mois à Malte. T'es sorti.
He said we go 4 months at Malte, the island. I think Malte is an island. Okay.
18 jours d'affilée, frérot. 50 jours d'affilée. J'ai inventé un chiffre. Des milliers de... Frérot, tous les soirs, tu prenais des danseuses... Non, pas tous les soirs. Pas tous les soirs. Quand
He said he spent thousands of euros in girl dancing.
Talking about him spending that money?
Yeah, exactly.
Moi, quand il était pas là, voilà, tous les soirs. Tous les soirs, t'en prenais une, et carrément, une fois, ça l'a pris 3.
This is I mean, I don't want to armchair diagnose anyone, but this is like very, what is it called? Like narcissistic behavior. You're breaking the person down. Look at what I do for you. You're worthless. You were worthless before I came around. I gave you a place to stay. It's all manipulative behavior. And this streamer who passed away just seems like the kind of guy who can be very susceptible to that.
Every night. Every night.
300 balles. Retour les fils de pute. Non, pas en même temps, celle-là, c'était... Frérot, t'as pas galoche une seule meuf. Ça veut dire que tu sors en boîte.
He didn't kiss any girl. He go outside on a nightclub and he spent a lot of money and he don't bring any girl at all. That's what he said.
Okay, he spends all that money, goes to nightclubs, and then leaves and doesn't bring a girl. home?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, so he's just humiliating him live, and...
Yeah, exactly.
Now, in tandem with that point of him not having other, like, relationships or friends at this point, I think it'd be useful to bring up something, an article that had talked about those two individuals, Naruto and Safine, I believe, being put into police custody back in December of 2024. Now, this had to do with an investigation, and this might also be translated improperly. They keep referencing nice judicial police. I think maybe this is a place or something like that. But they say RDC since December of 2024 of an investigation in particular for intentional violence in meetings against vulnerable people and dissemination of recordings of images relating to the commission of offense of intentional attacks on the integrity of the person. And it looks like that investigation was done in response to this article from Mediapart. Now, I've clicked on it, I've taken a look. It costs $9 for me to go through that article, and I'm not paying $9, but that is a point that has been referenced by a couple of people this article specifically. But there's a lot of mention of these two individuals taking advantage of vulnerable people, disabled people, special needs people. But moving forward, he says it is precise.
That's interesting. So this is their MO, and now they hit the jackpot because this guy has a stream and they can just make money off of him, just abuse him and make money off of him.
This point that is essential. Why does Jean Permanov stay despite enduring all of this? Because Owen constantly hammers into him that they are his only true friends who pulled him out of loneliness and incidentally out of poverty, with JP representing a huge gain for them. As soon as they realized how much this macabre spectacle could bring in, they convinced him that without them, without the salary tied to the stream, Jean Permanov would never have a wife or a child. All this justified by a rhetoric of masculinist personal development.
Regarde-moi dans les yeux, je te parle. Oublie. Ouais, tu peux te le dire direct.
He say, look me in my eyes when I talk to you.
Ouais, tu peux te le dire direct. Oublie le fait de trouver une meuf.
You can forget the fact to find a girl.
Le fait de te marier. Oublie. Genre le seul pourcent de chance que t'avais d'avoir des enfants, oublie-le. Et puis.
So you will never get any kids. Forget about that. You will never get any kids.
Et puis au lieu de remettre ça sur la faute, soit des gens, soit de nous, soit de ça, remets seulement la faute sur le fait que t'es un immense fils de pute qui n'est pas prêt à faire d'efforts pour toi-même.
What is he saying?
That's hard. So he's saying, so you will never have kids, you will never have girl, and don't shame people, like don't say it's your fault to other people, because it's only your fault and you are a big motherfucker.
They're saying
like,
it's your fault entirely that you can't, have a girl, have children, all this. Don't blame anybody. Okay.
Très grave, exactly. Si en plus maintenant t'en fais pas pour l'amour, pour ton rêve, t'es un immense trou du cul. Voilà, moi je te le dis.
So he said, and even now, if you don't make any effort for your dream or you think you want, you're like a huge asshole.
And what does it say here? Owen announced the.
Owen told the truth about GP.
Oh wow. Okay.
Tell the truth to GP.
JP therefore had to keep enduring over and over in the hope that with his salary, 6,000 euros per month, he could achieve that life goal. Except that, having never had so much money before, he just spent the entire amount each month on all kinds of entertainment. I checked those clips above. They're not, different.
I mean, I think all streamers that start to make money tend to be, not all, of course, but a lot of streamers start seeing that bank and then they're like, oh, this is going to be forever.
In forms of entertainment that he was purchasing, it was just 3 more examples of them abusing him. His situation made him a prisoner. Either he continued to be tortured every day alongside the only friends he had, with a salary that allowed him to maintain his new lavish lifestyle, or he returned to live with his mother, knowing he would no longer have any income. Except that sometimes he broke down, and Owen's constant manipulation wasn't enough, so we had to change methods and be more coercive to keep him captive. Now what they're referencing here, and I believe he's, he could be, again, I don't know what they're saying, but in this instance, he's chained up. Now in this previous video, I believe they were kind of showcasing this. They had like these harnesses set up with chains connecting them. I don't know if that was for them specifically or showing what they were going to do for Jean. If I'm going off of cognates and hoping that they're correct, it seems like they're saying JP decided to leave or abandon the live chained together. I think they were playing the game chained together and were actually chained up, and I believe he ended up leaving. That's my best guess going off of the words here.
Yeah.
Hey, lady's an adult, guys. At 13.
Okay, so the guy with the in front of the camera is saying.
There we go. So we're gonna give her melee because we just lost our melee fighter. Medical and crafting because the bots do everything else. Ooh, super immune. What? If anyone's watching, anyone's listening, what of these traits should we give her? Bloodlust, nervous, super immune, quick sleeper, I like that one, undergrounder, or just no traits at all? I'll keep this up for a minute while we listen.
You can go out, fuck you, and the GP just saying, okay, no problem, like this. He's saying no worries, no worries.
A JP is or him?
He's on the left, yeah.
Okay.
And now, yeah, he's leaving.
Okay.
He said, do you want me to do the same to you?
Okay.
We're gonna go with immunity.
So they're laughing at him because they say every time you fall because they're pushing it.
Oh yeah, they're playing the chain together game, where like if you fall you have to like restart. What I understand.
Oh, that's okay. That explains why. Yeah.
So they're saying if you fall you get slapped, or just fall we restart.
There isn't any challenge or something like, okay, you die, you will slap, but they're just like laughing at him like you always thought you're so bad at the game. That's what.
Okay, and then what is he here real quick in this little rant here?
So he's saying like, since I was catching you so you don't fall.
Oh, talking
like,
about
every
the game.
time I was catching you so you don't fall. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We are talking to again. He's saying like, catch him, don't let it go, like.
As he's ripping his stuff off.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're just saying
So
catch
he's
him.
yeah, like he's calling his teammates, like his friends to just catch him. Yeah. So he's trying, he's like yelling, leave me alone, like let me go.
Moving forward, the worst was when Owen wanted to amass more and more money with his marathon projects, making sure, as you could see in several clips, to chain JP up for hundreds of hours until he completed a challenge. A live stream like that, lasting over a week with systematic beatings, humiliations, and sleep deprivation, earned them more than 50,000 euros in donations alone. In addition to the salary from the Kick platform, which has always endorsed this content, pushing JP to his limits. Now, this next one that I'm going to show you guys is Jean breaking down. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of getting to me a little bit, so I apologize, but I don't know what he's saying, just going off of body language here, but it is made very clear that he is not okay with whatever is going on, and it's going to cut during this clip to the other people that are sitting with him during this stream, and they're trying to keep themselves from laughing while he is screaming at them, breaking down. What does this say? Is this him cracking under pressure?
JP's crying because of the donation.
Niquer ta mère, ma t'es enculé. J'en ai marre de me faire traiter chaque fois. J'en ai marre, va niquer tes morts. Voilà, va niquer tes morts. C'est pas vous savez que le traiter. Ouais, ta mère la pute. Ouais, ton père un rat de fils de pute. Ouais, j'y fais.
So he's saying he's fed up about people and he's just like mocking him, like
everyone's just
like
humiliating him and the donations are just mocking him too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
va venir enculer. Ouais, JP, c'est un chien. J'en ai marre. Voilà, j'en ai marre. Allez, niquez vos mots. Voilà, fermez vos gueules. Fermez vos gueules, j'en ai marre. Ta mère, putain.
So yeah, that's exactly the same thing.
Okay.
He's just saying some of the insult to yeah. So he's saying I'm stopping the game because I'm playing the game and you're telling me that I'm cheating when I'm just playing fairly.
C'est rien. Ta gueule. Je te dis, putain. J'ai des médicaments. Je te dis, prends le bonbon. J'ai des médicaments à prendre, Je vais pas prendre d'autres médicaments. Il y a un putain de truc rouge sur ton truc de médicaments de merde.
Oh yeah, so he has medics to take. Like he got
Medicine to take?
And... Yeah, exactly.
Ah mais c'est des bonbons à sucre. S'il te plaît. Je m'en bats les couilles. Je m'en bats les couilles. Ok? Je m'en bats les couilles.
Koudou, tu l'as mangé, ça a quel goût?
Je m'en bats les couilles. Et arrête de me taper, fils de putain. Arrête de me taper. Tu m'as tasé pour rien, ta mère la pute. J'ai des médicaments. Tu m'as tasé pour rien. J'ai agi sur le putain de cœur. Alors maintenant.
So, yeah, it's Earth medication, and they're saying something interesting. They're laughing at him because they actually they taste the
medicine.
Yeah, exactly. And they say it's just candy. They just say he's just candy. You cannot.
They're making fun of. They're saying that he's just eating candy. He's not actually taking heart medicine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, they say, so no, we cannot summarize the situation as JP is consenting because he stays. There's an entire mechanism of control that is developed around him through years of humiliation to break him mentally and convince him that what he was enduring was for his own good. I remind you that the clips I shared are only about 10 clips among hundreds still available on all platforms except Twitch, which banned them. But keep in mind that the worst clips have been censored. He experienced worse than what you have seen. Now we're really getting into the more recent clips. I kind of skipped over a few of the thread points, which is also them finding out through Owen making a post. One of them being, you know, them relaying the news that Owen had posted, I believe, on Instagram, saying that yes, Jean had passed away.
So he's saying, unfortunately, this night JP died. My brother, my teammate, he's really close to him. 6 years with you, without. That's funny to read that because he said without you leaving us.
Six years without you leaving us.
Yeah, that's kind of funny when you see all the clip.
Yeah.
He say, I love you, my brother. You will terribly miss me. I want you all to respect his memory and do not share the video of his last breath for his family and his second family. Rest in peace, my brother.
So this is another really contentious one. So this one here, when it was final straw, he was determined to leave for good. Owen threatened to throw him out on the street since he had arranged for him to live in an apartment belonging to a family member without a lease so as to keep the sword of Damocles hanging over his head.
JP là, il a bougé, il est parti. Donc il a quitté là pour rien, c'est lui qui sabote. On lui a rien dit, il lui a rien fait. Il sabote, je sais pas, il fait le malin, il est parti.
Okay. So he's saying GP leave for no reason. He's he seems kind of mad of the fact he left because he was planning something, I guess.
Tu récupères les clés d'appartement de la voiture, qui paye le loyer qui manque, et il peut partir. Il peut se mettre au bord de la route.
Okay. So he's saying you take the key of the apartment and the car and you say to him to leave. So JP just need to leave. So they're taking his
he's telling him,
stuff.
okay, so he's telling somebody to take JP shit and kick him out into the street.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Et rentrer chez lui à Metz. Voilà. Ouais, comme ça, pour rien, il s'est levé, il a pas assumé le défi, c'est une grosse pute. Voilà, juste comme ça.
He said he just stand up and he leave. He didn't assume the challenge.
Oh, he didn't do the challenge, so we're kicking him out onto the street. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Voilà, réquisition, mets-toi devant l'appartement, réquisition, gentiment. Je sais pas, là il parle du local. Réquisition, gentiment, tu vois, il paye sur le loyer qu'il a pas payé. Tu récupères les doubles clés et puis il rentre chez sa mère la pute.
So yeah, he's saying take his stuff and you take the key and he will go back to his mother, the bitch, like basically.
Okay. He'll go back to his bitch mother. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But they continue on saying, one can still find dozens of clips, some from this week, where you can hear JP's mother, whom Owen regularly called on stream to humiliate, asking her son to leave, saying that under no circumstances should he endure this.
Gros, tu dis gros à ta mère.
So
before he
his
goes
mom just say, continue, you are on the good way, but like you are not on the good way. She's saying this to make him take conscious of what he does actually.
Oh, like keep going, keep going, keep going. See
on
where
your
people...
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And the title say, JP just get yelled by his mom.
Okay, so she's clearly being like, not even sarcastic, but like, yeah, keep it up, see what happens. Like
Exactly.
that you're doing that. Okay.
Mais qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? T'es un gros fils de pute. Vraiment, t'as une race de
So he asked to his mom, what did I do wrong? And she said, they take you to, they think you are a poor man, a failure, like
an idiot, failure, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. This right now he's insulting his friends because of that.
But now to really dive into what was going on specifically in this 300-hour live stream, in case some people are unaware, JP died after 300 hours of live streaming in a marathon devised by Owen, which involved continuing to stream a game until they completed it with another person recognized as disabled who was enduring the same thing. It was after more than 10 days of constant mistreatment consisting of pushing him to the limit, even at night, especially at night, that his body gave out, especially at night since he couldn't even rest properly given that there were constantly background noises. And this is showing them getting alerts through Kick here. But moving forward, when it wasn't the sounds of subscriber donation alerts from the community, it was the team's antics around Owen, which involved waking him up in the most shocking way possible, often hitting him in the process. 300 hours without real rest, even though he was a fragile person. In these separate instances, one depicts a dude showing up with a motorcycle and revving it in front of them. This one, they're playing incredibly loud, like rock music, and this guy starts hitting him with drumsticks. This one in the bottom left, they turn on a leaf blower and then take the sheets off of everybody. And then in this one, they pull his bed sheets off and then pour a bucket of water over him. And then all the way through it, apparently, constant little reminders from Owen explaining to JP that he couldn't give up, even if it meant Owen ending up in prison to force him to stay. The only escape offered was to kiss the other vulnerable person with tongue for 3 minutes.
Espèce de gros PD, parce que ouais, je parle à toi là. Tu vois, toi, depuis la première minute, la seule solution, c'est l'abandon. Tu comprends? Parce que tu t'es mis en tête que tu pouvais et que tu allais pouvoir abandonner. Eh ben, je te le dis, non.
Okay, so he's saying, you think you can just give up, but you cannot. This time you will do the challenge. Okay. And the first thing he say is homophobic insult.
Okay.
Tu ne peux pas abandonner. J'irai en prison même s'il faut. Tu ne vas pas abandonner. On va te changer.
He said, I will go in jail if I want. Like,
I'll go to jail keeping you here.
On a une porte de sortie. Demande à Wen, c'est quoi la porte de sortie? C'est quoi la porte de sortie? Il faut qu'il s'embrasse sur la bouche pendant 3 minutes avec la langue. Toi tu veux?
So you want me to translate the title maybe?
Yeah, please.
So JP needs to kiss his friend Kudu for 3 minutes to get out of the challenge.
Okay.
La bouche pendant 3 minutes avec la langue. Toi tu veux?
With the tongue. He said, I don't give a fuck. If I need to go to do that, I will, to get out of here.
Okay.
Il a trop envie, carrément. Carrément, limite, il a trop envie. 3 minutes. Mais limite, t'as envie, non? C'est long, 3 minutes. C'est vraiment très très long. Allez, protège. Allez. Ouais, 211.
Thank you, Kamoji. What would I do without you? I almost went the stream without doing it. Almost. But what I was saying is there's probably a lot of people out there that are saying, like, you know, the guys who are like, he should just get up and leave. And what I have to say to those people is that you would join it. You would end up falling for a cult, because even the best minds can be susceptible to this kind of thing. Like, I'm sure this started out with love bombing and all that other stuff you hear about, and that can be like a very strong thing. It's like biological. So, and this guy already had things against him. He was already, you know, mentally handicapped, so it's just that much easier for these guys to move in and take advantage of him.
They're saying to him that 3 minutes is really long, and they are laughing at him because they think he did that by purpose. Like really
It's
wanted
like, oh,
to.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He just want to leave. He don't want to do that. Yeah.
And of course, they all knew how unwell JP was, both mentally and physically, since he was taking medication for his heart, which had been under severe strain for years, but also because of his more than concerning physical condition, yet they continued. What does this say?
Owen is worried about the health of GP, and it doesn't smell well.
Okay.
On rigole. Mais demain, si on apprend qu'il t'a un pépin, il y a un truc qui va pas, bah on va vite moins rigoler. Et les gars, on va pas se mentir, on est plus proche du pépin physique qu'autre chose.
So he said, if tomorrow you got something goes wrong, they will not laugh at you. Like if there is something wrong with your health, they will not laugh at you. Like that's what he said.
On est plus proche du pépin physique qu'autre chose. Quand tu ne peux pas marcher à 46 ans 10 minutes sans être essoufflé, t'asseoir, mais t'es pas un petit peu essoufflé.
Did you just say Jimmy Neutron?
Un escalier, t'es...
So they said at his age, like 36, he is completely tired after walking only 10 minutes or going up a stairs. When you see that and when you see what they does to him, yeah.
Well, we can literally just jump back to them making fun of him taking his medicine and saying that it's just candy. They're themselves laughing at his health condition.
Yeah, exactly.
Voilà, c'est pas normal. Trop de clopes, frérot, trop de clopes. Trop
So
de
they're
clopes.
saying like he was smoking too much.
What was he responding with? Was he saying no, or?
Oh yeah, he's saying no, it's like it's not only that.
Okay.
Les activités sportives, tu veux pas, tu fais pas, t'arrives pas, tu peux... Frérot.
You don't make any exercise to...
You don't exercise,
be
you
in a
don't
good
take
Oh
condition.
no, who got muscle parasites?
À un moment donné...
Oh no.
Carrément, j'ai même peur de t'emmener faire des... J'ai même peur de...
And yeah, this probably doesn't just happen on stream. This is probably a constant off-stream thing too, right? That they're constantly breaking him down to keep him, well, they were constantly breaking him down to keep him in line day in and day out. And I mean, there may have even been like some sections of love bombing afterwards to make it go down easier. Who's to say?
De l'emmener, frère, de l'emmener faire des... voir les poumons, comment ça s'appelle?
He's scared of going to the hospital with him to see his
what's wrong with him, or like his...
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
C'est quoi les poumons déjà? Bref, faire un scan, je sais pas, un scanner, ou je sais pas comment ça s'appelle, des poumons, tout en général, frère. Ah ouais, un pneumologue. J'ai peur d'aller voir un cardiologue, un pneumologue. Parce qu'on sait jamais ce qu'il va dire, frérot.
Yeah, so he's saying I'm too scared to bring it to the hospital to see a doctor or things like this because they don't know what will happen. Like they're scared to see the truth in front, like the real state of his health.
That's so fucked up. I don't know how they're trying to spin that as a is a kind thing. And they go on themselves to describe, for obvious reasons, I won't share the clips where death is shown live, but he remained unconscious for 50 minutes after what appears to be a cardiac arrest, all still live, before Owen slapped him without any reaction from JP. Chat's reaction. And then he's talking about they're not gonna laugh about, you know, if he's not doing well medically, and then this is like they had taken pictures of the chat when he was unconscious.
Yeah, that's just
the guy
nuts.
saying he's breathing.
Like, what kind of people watch this content like that? I just don't understand the idea. Like, it's completely unfathomable to me.
Breathing, lol. He say he seems really.
Listen, I've liked a lot of my hardcore content, and I've watched some fucked up shit, but I don't know that I could watch a guy live getting tortured, right?
White. He panicked.
Okay.
What the fuck? We see them breathing. This is just nonsense. That's just yeah.
Looks like it.
Oh shit! It sucks. Rest in peace. GP
right.
is dead. It's hot. I was here.
Okay.
He's dead. The old guy. Well, oh no, my favorite streamer. No.
Now I'm curious, again, I'm not going to be playing these clips because, again, we're just speculating since we don't know French, but they say there are still dozens of clips being sent to me, some dating back a month, where you can clearly see Owen and Safine anticipating Jean Parmenov's death, aware of his fragile health condition, but pushing him to the limit anyway. They want to cover themselves if he dies. They go on to make this point. One of the rhetorics I constantly see circulating, even after this tragedy, is to attribute his death solely to JP's lifestyle, as if what he endured on stream didn't have a huge impact on his mental and physical health. They turned him into a circus animal, provoked and mistreated in front of the crowd to elicit reactions, but then reassured and comforted in private to maintain control over him and ensure he doesn't rebel. All of this relies on being his only friends. For people who claim to be his friends, the least they could have done, knowing how weakened he was, would have been to protect him, not to exploit his distress to enrich themselves until his last breath. The responsibility is total. Based off of what I've seen, this is looking pretty cut and dry. I'm interested to hear what you guys think, because on all accounts on my side, this looks.
You can only hope that these guys end up in jail, but from what I've heard, it has gone to politicians that are like speaking out on it, so we'll see.
It's like the worst Black Mirror episode that I've ever seen come to life, but I recognize that I'm kind of getting emotionally invested in this without being able to understand the language that is being spoken, without having the context of actually watching any of these lives. But another large issue stemming from this has to do with Kick, because Kick had really advertised and really signal boosted these guys a lot. They say it in this thread as well here. Another huge responsibility that I've already mentioned, but I'll try to go into more detail about, that of the streaming platform Kick, which has made this channel their flagship by offering them the most lucrative contract in France, 2,000 euros per hour of streaming. To give you guys a bit of an understanding, that is $2,300 an hour. And if we're just going off of the airtime of the last 30 days, 338 hours, that equates to just off of what Kick is paying them alone, about $786,000 for the last 30 days. So clearly, Kick has endorsed their channel, but it does get worse. I had found another tweet while I was doing research for this, but it happens as I was kind of recording this that the thread that we're going down also ended up referencing this tweet. They say here, we can see in this tweet that Kick was largely focusing its communication around this channel, notably following their marathons and directly participating in one of them by offering a better contract based on the results. And this is that tweet from KLR here. First off here, they're showing, scrolling through, and you can see them posting on their French Kick Twitter here, showing their stream here. This is that same one where they were chained together, playing that game Chained Together. There's more of them, again, them posting about them going live back in December of 2024, Jean Pormanov. And they also used a clip from one of their streams to advertise a Kick t-shirt that they were selling for $100 US, it looks to be. And KLR followed up saying they used an image of him humiliated, dirtied to promote clothes, but yo, no biggie. Now, I think that is a good point to show you guys the follow-up that Aiden Ross and Drake have come together to pay for JP's funeral. This is Aiden Ross putting out a tweet. This is horrible and disgusting. Whoever was a part of this deserves to face severe consequences. I just spoke with Drake. Drake and I will be covering the funeral costs. This won't bring his life back. It's the least we can do. Prayers go out to Jean's family. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it feels a bit weird that Aiden Ross and Drake, I don't know their experience with this guy or how they know.
It seems like they're just jumping in to, you know, get clout off of it, I guess, which Aiden Ross, they're both Kick streamers, right? So maybe they're just trying to make the platform look better. I don't know.
Or anything, but I do know that they're very big Kick streamers. And this looks like an absolute nightmare of a PR disaster, especially the fact that Kick's French branch was actively endorsing this stream and what was happening to JP. I find it peculiar that Aiden Ross, in tandem with
And it's nuts that they were being endorsed. That means someone was looking at this content, right? Would it be an automated system that would push and endorse it, send tweets out about it? I just don't believe that. So it's like they were looking at this and being like, that's fine.
Drake are coming together to pay for the funeral costs of this guy when they are so closely connected to Kick. That could be a complete tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. It's just bizarre that they're coming from that place. Again, maybe I don't know if they have connections or know this guy somehow. Last thing that I wanted to show you guys comes from a Twitter thread on the Livestream Fails Reddit talking about his passing. This individual here named Melmo ends up adding this into the thread here. I'll put a link in the description to this Reddit post and you can scroll down to find him. But they go on, they provide a lot of information, including, examples over the years of this abuse that I was kind of talking with you guys about. But specifically what I wanted to show you guys is down here. Hormanov's mother, 70 years old, was often calling on stream to beg her son to leave after humiliations while his co-streamers made fun of it. They would also call her themselves, and there's a link to one of the tweets. Last words to his mom via text were, "Hey mom, how are you? I'm completely stuck with his game. It's going too far. I feel like I'm held hostage with their shit concept. I'm sick of it. I wanted to leave, but he does not want to let me. He keeps me from leaving. He is sequestering, or I'm guessing sequestering me." But they go on to say, how do we know that? Because Owen snatched his phone and read all of his texts with his mother, allowed to chat while mocking him. And here is that clip of him reading through the messages, or excuse me, I believe it is this person right here down in the corner. They read out what is assumed to be the last message that he sent his mother before he passed away.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
They're saying that they were reading it off to mock him. I just want you to listen to it and see if that's kind of the same understanding you're getting from it.
Comment tu vas, coincé pour un moment avec son jeu de mort. Je te regarderai ce soir. Je pense que là ça va trop loin, elle a dit. J'ai l'impression être séquestré avec leur concept de merde.
He's very clearly reading it off.
Yeah.
C'est de pire. Il veut pas, il me séquestre.
Wow. Elle me connaît quand je suis énervé.
Honteux ce qu'ils font, elle a dit.
So they are clearly being like, bro, you are saying too much. Like it's
this
not really that deep. Yeah, exactly.
Ils n'ont pas de respect. Tu as maigri, tu es fatigué.
Ouais, il a grossi, ouais.
Mon regarde-moi.
So her mom responds to the text by you seems really thin, and you didn't seems really healthful. Like
you don't look healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
T'as jamais eu une meilleure mine que ça, fils de pute. Oui, je sais, on peut plus, j'ai envie de me barrer. Ça me gonfle, il me casse les couilles. Je ne comprends pas que tu m'as pas dit que avec les dons que tu as acheté le véhicule de papa.
Okay, so the guy with the orange shirt just say to the camera, you're lying. You seems really healthy, motherfucker. Like just.
You seem really healthy.
Yeah, like he's saying
Fuck
just
me.
Her mom is lying like.
Okay.
Si je te l'ai dit, mais bon, non, ce n'est pas grave. Je connais mes valeurs. Oui, de toute façon, je vais me barrer de ce concept.
So he's saying, I will go out of this challenge. I don't give a fuck. Like.
Pourquoi tu jamais rien? De toute façon, pour pas toucher argent. Mais bon, je serai toujours là pour toi. Tu as vu pour qui ils me font passer. Donc, c'est toi que tu dis que tu touches pas de l'argent.
That's kind of weird because they're talking about money. Like it seems like the GP just buy a new car for his dad.
Okay.
I guess, and after that they also talk about the fact that they are making money.
Probably like exceeding like, okay, you're complaining about all this stuff, but you're making enough money to pay for a car for your dad. Like, you're gonna bitch to your mom about this, but
yeah, the clip ends here, but I think that's the way they
okay. It seems pretty accurate that based off of what you've seen, what we went over and stuff,
Oh,
that
Jesus.
he was very clearly getting like, you know, taken advantage of, abused, and in multiple instances emotionally, whatnot. He very clearly, like, it does not seem like he was being performative or entertaining in the fact that he wanted to leave multiple times, and that he was not really okay with it. It seems very much so that he was either being held there, like what they were saying with some of the clips I showed you, or it was about the money. And
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the money, I think. That's the reason why he's still doing it.
Thank you very much. What is it again?
Charpy, yeah.
Charpy. I genuinely really appreciate this. I think this is going to give a lot more context to what's been going on, and a lot of these clips for the people watching. So thank you.
Yeah, that's just nuts to listen to.
Some people
Absolutely
have made
nuts.
arguments that we should be separating the quote unquote entertainment of their performance and the show that they were doing, their live stream, from his death. Because as they were saying, you know, it seemed to have been from cardiac arrest, which was known that he had heart issues that he was taking medication for. Now, apparently, I'd also heard that Jean was saying that they were not like abusing him or doing any of that in that earlier investigation by the police to see if they were taking advantage of and abusing vulnerable people. Now, I'm assuming because of Jean's testimony, that's why they didn't move forward, but that is just speculative. And I'm very interested to see what this investigation is going to turn out now that he has passed away, that he died on stream. And there is all of this information and video evidence to potentially support these claims that he was being abused. Very curious to see how this ends up unfolding in the next coming days here. I hope you found this video useful to learn a bit about what was going on, and I'll see you guys later. Adios, peace, bye.
That was a grim story. That's all I can say about that. Just absolutely grim. We need something to pick up the stream a little bit. Let's see what we can find. I mean, it's a complete failure on Kick's part. The French side of it was promoting this guy, and it never should have been done. It should have been something seen and stopped, because it's clearly illegal activity. But, you know, as we've seen, Kick has controversy after controversy. They'll let anything go as long as they've got stuff for it. Ooh, wow, you put a lot of comfy games in there, Kimoji. Let's Steam banned porn games. Nice. The daily Steam. Let's see. Feed the Pig. How long? This is probably a pretty long video, isn't it?
Hello, you absolute legend.
Oh, we might. No, I don't have time for that because I'll double its time. I will double its time. While I'm doing this, if there's anyone new in the chat, like and subscribe as always. If you like the video. If you don't like it, you know, hit that little the little down button and help me get to 100, because we want to start grifting and really making some money. I'm at 79 now. I'm actually surprised how much faster it's going up, right? If you want to tip or do anything like that, you don't have to. I'm not doing it for money at this point. There is a link pinned. You can do it. It's got TTS added, so it will read out your message. And then let's see here. We're gonna put one there. Let's see what we can find. Let's see. Yeah, getting distracted. How long is this one? 26 minutes. No. I should have had like a little ender here. We watched that one. Watch that one. Good old Smash. How long is this one?
Every now and then.
That's 24 minutes as well. we may be done for the night. I don't know that we might have to end it on that sad note. So everything else is going to bring me over time. I do have to wake up a little early tomorrow. Ranger danger. Rob's medias are always long. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, well, yeah, we will call it tonight. So thank you, everybody, for coming out. I will be back tomorrow. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, that's right. So come on by, watch me stream, play Rimworld, and watch Slop on the internet. Y'all have a wonderful night, guys.